How did the two of you get linked up to the Despicable Me franchise?
Well, we had written Horton Hears a Who for Chris Melodondri over at Fox, and when he left Fox and founded Illumination, he brought us with him. And I think our first meeting was with Chris, and he sort of said, "What do you think of this idea?" And he had a villain who adopts 3 little girls.
Which actually brings us, I have another clip that I want to show. The plot in this is different from the first one in that, as you said, there's a bit of a romantic storyline, right?
Yes.
He adopts 3 girls. It must be so fun to write this in a sense, but are you ever constrained by the actual, I mean, you do this so much, so obviously you're this old hat, but the animation, I mean, do they write to your words or do they animate to your words or is it the other way around or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination. It's a very collaborative process.
Yeah.
You know, we turn in the pages, and then the storyboard artists will board that, but then they're free to put in their own crazy ideas. And
so they'll even suggest dialogue.
Not as rarely much dialogue, but it's a lot of visual gags, stuff with the Minions.
All the Minions stuff, really. That's the director's baby. You know, the Minions. That Chris and Pierre, they took the idea of these Minions and really just made it blossom and come to life and kind of created the Minions that we know and love.
There's a lot of back and forth along the way.
So I was going to ask where the Minions came from because those are the iconic, images from the film and from both films, I guess. I remember seeing them on Hollywood Boulevard when the film was being promoted initially last time around. They bounce up and down. Yeah. They're awesome little characters. So whose idea was the Minions in the first place?
Well, in our first draft, we had Minions. We knew Gru was going to need helpers, and so we just had written in that, he's got his little helpers, Minions, but we certainly didn't describe them.
They were not little yellow guys.
They were not little yellow Twinkies, and they, and that was really came out of the storyboard process and the director's imagination, where they created these little.
Pierre Coffin, one of the directors,
who does most of the voices of the Minions.
Yeah, he does the voices. That was his baby, and then of course once we got what they were, then we could start writing to them. Play around with those guys.
Having fun with them.